Alright, so this is our final pixlr tool list video. I'm going to demonstrate these last few tools here so you can see how they work. We only got 6 left. They're right down here. They are your kind of a little more navigation tools here. A few of the color tools are down here as well. A lot of you are having trouble with color, so this will help you with that. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and let's see. Let me throw a little color on here. I will use the drawing tool. I'll pick this color here. Draw a box, maybe add another color. Another box, just to have some areas of color that I can show you how this works. Okay, so the color picker tool, right now you see that the main color is set to black here. So if I want to change this color, I can do it a couple different ways. I can use the color selector tool and tell it, whenever I click in the boxes, it will make my color selector tool change my main color. And this will basically let you, if you're editing on a photo or something and you want to use a color that's on the picture somewhere else, then you just use this color selector tool. You select maybe your yellow, then you can come over here and you can start painting with the yellow that you want to use. And then if you want to change to green, you can change it to green, go back to your paintbrush, and then you can use the green as well. Okay, so this allows you to pick a color that is already on your image easily. Instead of having to go and try and match it with the color palette, you can just select it directly from the picture. This is your type tool. This allows you to type text. So when you click on your image, it asks you what text you want to type, so you can type whatever text you want there. It asks you what color you want the text to be, what style, what size, how you want it aligned, and your fonts are here. You have about 200 different fonts to choose from. Some are more symbols than fonts, but any font you're looking for is probably going to be in here. And then you can grab that text and move it around with the move tool. And then if you want to edit it, you go back to the text tool again, and you see that the text shows up as its own separate layer. That always happens. The text tool will create a layer for you. It's one of the few tools that does that. And then that text can be moved around separately. Okay, the hand tool. I haven't used this a whole lot. You probably won't either. But the hand tool, it's kind of like the move tool. If you have something, it will move it around for you. The zoom tool, this does the same thing the navigator does, so you probably won't need this a lot if you're using the navigator. But if you use the keyboard shortcuts, the zoom tool will let you zoom in by clicking. If you hold down the shift key, it lets you zoom out by clicking. So it lets you zoom in and out without the navigator. Now, the color palette. This is a complicated thing for you. So when you click here on the main color, it gives you this confusing looking color wheel. You can change that to select a different color with the RGB color selector, the web color selector, or the image color selector. Now the image color selector gives you a palette of colors that are already on your image. So if you're working from an image and you're trying to use those colors, this gives you a sampling of colors from your image that you're already working on. Okay, the web color selector gives you commonly used colors for display on a screen for the web, and these are reds that are typically used, blues, greens, some yellows, a good selection of colors here, blacks and whites and grays. The RGB color selector, you can use the sliders here it shows your current color selection, and then the color selection, would you choose to use it, and then a little kind of swatch of colors here, like a paint chip swatch that you might find at the hardware store, that you can use to select a darker version of your color, and it also keeps your original version there. Most of the time you're going to see this. This is a two-part use. Okay, so you have to move this around the color wheel here. You see the slider moving at the same time. So say you want like a pink. Okay, then you have, once you go to the pink here, then you have this sliding scale inside based on where this cursor is. You can move this cursor to choose whatever color pink that you want. And again, it gives you this nice swatch of colors underneath that you can choose from. So maybe I want kind of this darker bright pink, or I can go to this pink. Okay, so it gives you lots of options to choose your colors. And then you click OK, and you notice that it saves the last few colors that you've used down here in your palette. So black was used, yellow was used, green was used. Now if I use pink, let me go to my background here. If I use pink to paint on here, and then I go select a different color, say I select a blue, you notice that pink stays in my color palette down here. So I can go back to it very easily because my palette keeps my 6 most recent colors that I've used. Okay, so those are the last 6 tools. The color palette is divided into your main color tool, which is your color selector, and then your palette, most recently used palette, recent use palette down there. So let me go ahead and pop those into the description for you so you can write those down and finish up your assignment and stop the video.